everybody, my name is Destiny Germany. I'm a junior Pan-African Studies major here at the University of Louisville, and I come from West Louisville, Kentucky.
My name is Shivang Paresh Patel, and I am a public health major and a bio minor, and I am a freshman here at U of L.
My name is Nunu. I'm a communication major. I'm still deciding if I want a minor in marketing or not, and this is my sophomore year.
But also, I come from like a low-income household. I was raised by a single mother, so being from Louisville, when my mom dropped me off.
I am Mason Justice. I am a sophomore political science and history double major. As most people, when they're moving into college for the first time, they have their parents to support them, and this is what their parents tell the stories of, like, what is your first, what was your move-in day like, and or even older siblings. And I was the first in my family to go to college. And especially, it was crazy because I come from a very small town, and moving into the biggest city in Kentucky was a kind of an adjustment. It was just a culture shock, and it was one of those experiences where you just have to dive in head first. And
I always knew I wanted to be away from home, either for college, like just to live my life away from home. But when it actually got to the day that I was moving out of my house, I'm just like, oh, my parents are not going to be here with me. And that just like really hit me, and like I cried the whole way, like, and I try to hide it from my parents. I'm like, but yeah, it just like I said before, it gets really lonely not having your family that's been with you for 18 years.
So for me as a first-generation college student, the biggest challenge that I personally anticipated and had was actually getting to college. I remember it was my senior year, and I also come from a single-parent household, so like me and my mom were just sitting there looking at scholarships like, what are these? What is FAFSA? Like, what does it even stand for? What are we really doing? So I feel like a big challenge that I don't want to generalize and speak for everyone, but a lot of first-generation college students have is getting to college, and then once they get to college, it's just like, wow, what am I doing here?
Getting used to like the school aspect of it. Like, college is a lot harder than high school, and you coming in kind of blind, not like having those classes you take, and then my parents didn't really know how college was, so I struggled towards the beginning in my classes, and then my parents kind of understood why, just because none of us really knew how to like go upon that.
I would say that my experience is very different than most students. I would say I wouldn't say it's uncommon, because I've run into many students with very similar problems. But when I had first come to college, my mom had lost her house in the first year or so she ended up moving out of the state to Pennsylvania, and I was like left here in the city of Louisville, kind of like by myself, as my family kind of spread apart at the time. And I even spent on campus during spring break and Thanksgiving, like on campus as opposed to going home. And then my mom, that was kind of like a transition period for about 2 years till my mom got a consistent, stable house around my sophomore, junior year. And it's been kind of stable since.
I think it's like my parent not understanding that well, like because they, like I said, they've never been to college before, so there's a lot of things they don't understand. Like, it's just like little thing. Sometimes I want to call my mom, just like, Mom, I'm having a hard time. Like, I can't really do that, because they're like, oh, it's just school, it shouldn't be that bad. I think that's one of, it's the emotional support, more of that, because they don't really understand. They're just like, oh, school is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful. Yeah, it is stressful.
So for me, I feel like my biggest challenge was of lack of resources, personally at least. So as I said, many people that are first generation don't really know what to expect from college because they most likely don't have a mentor figure in their life that could tell them what to expect. My mom wanted me to come into college studying biology or engineering, but she couldn't tell me what's the best way to study. She never got past a high school diploma, so she couldn't tell me what general education would be like. She couldn't give me stories from her own experience and say, well, I did this wrong, I want you to do this right. So for me, the biggest challenge was really figuring out how to best utilize resources I didn't even know I had at the University of Louisville, or how to overcome things just through trial and error myself. So I was really, really scared that I fell out in my first
year. I would have to say that one of the strongest mentors that I had, most influential, is probably the group community of my scholarship that I'm on. I'm actually a Cardinal Covenant student, which is geared toward low-income first-generation students. And that's been a really great support group and a support structure for me, because those are the people that I can relate with. I can go to one of my fellow Cardinal Covenant scholars and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this issue today. I don't know what to do. I'm really confused and lost. And they can help me, because it's not only made up of people my age, but older and students who have graduated.
So I have two cousins that are seniors here at U of L that I've gotten closer to, and they've been mentors to me because I've started reaching out to them as I struggled throughout college, and they've kind of gave me some helpful advice along the way and just tips to help me do better in school and get used to the college lifestyle.
So, as you said, being an SOSer, you do deal with so many different students, and my biggest advice would be to check your privilege at the door. I know even though I am a first-generation college student and I stem from a single-parent household and I grew up in West Louisville and I'm a black woman, like I have so many things against me, but there's always someone who's worse off than you are. So even sometimes when I would tell people like, oh yeah, fill out this scholarship and be feeling all high and mighty, they might not have the connections that I had when I was in high school, you know? So I would just say to just be patient with all your students and all the people that you interact with, and really and truly when you engage with them, check your privilege at the door, because you never know how well off you are in comparison to someone else. No matter what marginalized populations you're a part of, someone always has it worse than you.
Cause you're a sky